one. All yours.
All right, good evening, everyone. Thank you guys for taking time out today to for an incredible life-changing event. I mean, when I talk about life-changing event tonight, we have the awesome Santi with us. I call him Primerica Bruce Lee. I mean, Santi was always so caring, so loving to everybody. And I always watched him for years and years, Guada. And I said, man, if one day I have an opportunity to work with this guy, it would take our team to millions and thousands of licensing. And we get to build such a great relationship with him, and to get to put on this council is unbelievable. And I know our team is going to get to over 1,000 licensing. And I know what's going to happen this year, because this is the first step of a new beginning for all the Narain builders RVP team and upcoming RVP that's coming up. So I am so excited. I'm so thrilled. Every time I talk to Santi, it's like legendary. It's like somebody is telling you how you could build a duplication business, right? How you could build people, right? How you could build your business twice as bigger. And I just love talking to him, because every word that come out of his mouth, you could tell that he's so intelligent when it concerning the business. And I couldn't tell you how much millions of dollars income earner that Santi built in this company. And it's not just the millions and millions of dollar company. It's not the Carnegie. It's not the Mario. It's not that. But I watched Santi with the $50,000 earner. I watched Santi with the $100,000 earner. Santi is a human being that care about people, and that is such a gift. That is such a blessing. And Santi, you don't know how excited I am, how I am like so extremely happy to be working with you. And we're not going to disappoint you. The Narain RVP team is not going to disappoint you. You're going to see the miracle we're going to create it. So guys, let's turn it over to Primerica Bruce Lee.
All right, Shelly, man, you know what, guys? First off, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Santi McMannis. I've been with the company 33 years. And you know, you're so blessed to have a leaders like Tony and Shelly Narain. I mean, they're not just business partners. I consider them family. I mean, they're truly family to me. It's not just business related, you know, and I think that's one thing special about Primerica. You know, this is more than just a business. You know, you develop a friendship, you develop a bond, you develop a family cohesiveness that you feel like you belong, and you're with the great, incredible hierarchy, guys. I mean, don't take that for, first off, I just want to say, don't take that for granted. You know, there was a time when I worked with Hector Lamar, when Hector was still engaged in the business in his base shop, working it, helping people. But then there was one time I went to his base shop and I saw people dozing off, sleeping, walking to the bathroom. And I came up on stage and I said, you guys, you don't understand. There's going to be one day when Hector says he's done. He's financially set. He don't need to come do trainings anymore. The next time you're going to see Hector, it's going to be on Memorex. And then lo and behold, 6-7 years later, some of these same guys at Santi, I remember what you said. Man, that was a time when we had Hector live. We could have come up to him, asked him any questions. He would have helped take us to kitchen table appointments. Now we can't even reach him. We have to go through Memorex, CDs to get a hold of the best of Hector. So guys, the moral of that story is don't take this time for granted. You've got two incredible leaders, giants in the company, Tony and Shelly. You know, they're builders. They're the real deal. They don't just talk the talk, they walk the walk. I mean, I call people in the West Coast, we have an old saying, when people do 10,000, we call them beasts, beast mode. You know, beast is an understatement to describe Tony and Shelly. I call Tony's the only guy I call in the company the incredible Primerica Hulk. You know, because look, that last year they averaged 83,000 in submitted premium a month. 83,000, 7 direct recruits. Talking about somebody who don't need to recruit anymore. They're going to be making the millions by doing nothing. But that's not the kind of leaders they are. You know, they want to lead from the front. So when you have a leader like that, with that kind of experience, that kind of wisdom, who's talking the talk, walking the walk, man, guys, don't take that lightly. This is a time you take the bulls by the horn, you lash your red wagon onto Shelly, onto Tony, and you say, Coach, what do I got to do to get to where you are? And you work 90-day cycles, 90-day cycles. Every 90 days, you look back, you see where you were, you see where you are, and you work another 90-day cycle. And then even if you're not where you want to be, just get good at beating your last month's numbers. Just beat your last month's numbers. And you do that over time, you're going to be a beast in 12 months, 6 months, if you continually beat every month your personal numbers from the past month. So with that said, the theme of this meeting is 2023, when the Narain's legends are born. Can you guys like that? 2023, when the Narain's legends are born. We can have experienced one, revive. We want to see new ones emerge as the new legends in the company. Hey guys, this is January. This is when you start making those New Year's resolution. This is when you start making those goals. You start planning what is it you want to accomplish this year. You know, speak it, talk about it, because God forbid what you say might just come true, right? So this is the year where legends are born out of the Narain's hierarchy. And I think this year, guys, it is time. It is time for the Narain hierarchy to replace the ruby ring with the sapphire ring. Okay? It's time, guys. It's time this hierarchy become a $2 million hierarchy on the original code. You know, and accomplishing $2 million, it's not just about Tony and Shelly, guys. It's about when they can accomplish that milestone if you don't have a lot of other leaders accomplishing their milestones, hitting their goals, hitting their target. Because there's an old saying, a rising tide raises all boats. And I've seen, guys, and I'm counting on, one thing you're blessed with in this hierarchy is true leadership, experienced leadership. You got a lot of great REPs who's been around, who knows how to build this thing, who knows how to do this. But one thing you may be lacking, I think, is the unity. You know, it's really coming together and working as one unit, you know, holding each other accountable. You know, it's like profess your goals. And as teammates, try to help your teammate accomplish their goal. So start talking your goals, guys. Start talking some big numbers. Go reach for the stars and settle for the moon, right? In Primerica, guys, that's what you got to do. You got to, even if you're not where you want to be, even if you're broke right now, okay? First off, don't tell your face that, okay? Put a smile on your face. It's not about where you are, it's about where you're going. You know, what you got to do, keep, when you're not where you want to be, start talking the vision of where you want to go, of the team you want to build, you know, the lives you want to change. Keep talking the future. And then eventually talk to enough people will latch on to your dream and your vision, and off to the races you're going to go. So I'm hoping, guys, that by the time you guys reach the $2 million mark, we're going to have some new 50,000, 100,000, 300,000, $500,000 incomers coming out of the Narain's hierarchy. Do the shock and awe. Let's shock Glenn. Let's shock Peter of the Narain's hierarchy, just all of a sudden hitting all kinds of milestones right this year. Right? Let's shock the world, guys. You got the experience. Now, Guada, Raul, Shayuk, Pintip, Frank, Gotti, you guys are all leaders. Time for you all to come together. And I forgive me if I left some of your names out, but I'm getting to know you. Okay. But it's time for you guys to unite, come together, play together as one team this year. One team with the ultimate goal of becoming a $2 million hierarchy. When you sell to that mission and you all are in agreement and you all strive to hit your goals, then we're going to celebrate big time together when we meet. Okay. So first step in making this happen is we need people. Okay. So we need more people. And then once we get more people, we need to get them licensed. So with that said, to kick us off, I've got my son, who is now the licensing director for Primerica. He's going to come on and give you some golden nuggets on how to recruit to grow, but license to build. Okay? Let's give it up for the great Andrew McMannis.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Dad. Hey, I'm so excited to be here right now. The Narain hierarchy, you guys have really shown me so much help, even all the way from the start of my career. For those of you who don't know me, I used to work for Exam One for about 7 years. And as I was growing up in Exam One, every time I'd go to one of the national events, something like an incentive trip, I'd see the Narains and they'd show me so much kindness. And to the point where these guys even switched some of their business over to Exam One to try us out, even though it was all the way across the country in San Diego. And, I'm always going to be grateful for that. And, I'm really excited to give back to all of you as the newest licensing director of the Western region for Primerica. So I got a slide deck put together here, and the theme of this is really going to be kind of in line with what my dad was saying about planning out your goals for this year and really duplicating yourself and trying to get you to where you want to be, where you want to set your goals and getting you there. And licensing is the best way to do that, because that's the way that this company's built, right? I mean, Glenn Williams says all the time that the number one advantage that Primerica has over the competition is our distribution force. And if you're not getting people from fresh new recruit to licensed agents, you're really losing out on the benefits that come with Primerica. So the most important thing to start off with is kind of get you excited about the money you can make, right? When it comes to licenses. So this is a powerful slide, the power of 30 licenses. So how it works is, let's say you had a team size of 30, take a third of that team size, which is 10, times 1,000, and that's $10,000 of monthly premium that you can expect to earn every single month as long as you have a team size of 30. So at an RVP contract, that $10,000 of premium each month equals about $100,000 in income per year. So why am I telling you this? Right now it's January, and if you want to plan out your whole year, let's say you have income goals that you want to meet, right? Let's say you don't even want to do 100,000. Let's say you want to meet 50,000. Okay. Well, to get to 50,000 a year, we're using the power of 30 licenses. That's about 15 licenses that you're going to need to add on to your team. So let's say that you want in 6 months, you have that goal to get 50,000. Well, That's about 2 to 3 licenses every single month. So you want to plan out and see, check your goals and make sure that you're hitting that number, 2 to 3 licenses every month. And at the end of 6 months, look back and see if you've got 15 more licenses on your team. And then going forward from there, you just know that's a $50,000 right there. So it's really important not just to write down an abstract number that you want to hit for your income, but also a way to get to that number. And what's the best way to get those people excited to get their license? Well, it's the field training bonus. The field training bonus is such an amazing program that I'm sure Tony and Shelly wish they had when they first started out with Primerica. Because this program, I mean, they pay you to get trained, to get competence, and to get licensed. So since this is the stats from the field training bonus of last year, there were 105,000 people with field training bonus activity. 116,000 recruits brought in by field training bonus recruits. And again, this is just last year. $133 million of field training observed premium was done. $3 million of banked bonus credits are currently in the system right now, getting ready to be earned. And $5.7 million was paid out to field training bonus recruits. And out of the 10,250 people that got that field training bonus, the fastest bonus was paid on 13 days. The largest bonus payout, $11,500. That's before getting licensed, guys. $11,500 last year. And the average bonus was $560. So, if you're trying to get your new recruit excited about getting licensed, let them know that as long as they remain coachable to you and they get their license within, that first 90 days, they can expect an average bonus of $560. That's a pretty good rate of return, right? On that initial investment of $124 and this month, $49, right? And check a look at the box on the bottom right. So out of all the people who received a field training bonus versus those who didn't, their personal recruiting's up 439%, the personal premium's up 312%, there are 332% more district leaders in this category, and overall their cash flow is up 533%. So what does this tell you? You want to get people through the field training bonus. And, I think your first goal, let's say you're a little bit newer here in Primerica, I think your very first goal should be to get very competent about the field training bonus. Get so good at the field training bonus that you can duplicate yourself easily. And someone else can say, wow, that's so simple. I can master this too. And that's when you've really hit success, because then they'll duplicate themselves and they'll duplicate themselves. And you're going to start seeing your distribution really grow wide. So really, plug into the field training bonus and let this be like the loudest message in a new recruit's head to get into the field, start earning money, and get licensed so they get that money. All right. And this month, the month's not over yet. If you have some people on your teams who are maybe lagging on their hours, trying to complete pre-licensing, gotta remind them that right now, for the first time ever, there's an extra $500 in field training bonus credits for anyone that does 1 by 3,000 in FTO premium. I'm on the planning group member that helps develop some of these incentives. At least I suggest some of the ideas. And when this number was tossed around, the $500, that was kind of amazing. That was a really, really big number to get an extra $500, because that effectively doubles the amount of field training bonus money that the person would get if you did 3 by 3. So if you have someone who's lagging on those hours, trying to get them complete them, let them know that if they get their hours done this month and you schedule that test for this month and you get that passed, they're going to expect a lot more money than if they wait until next month. All right. So, now's the time to act. This is a really, really good incentive you don't want anybody to miss out on. Okay. And I pulled here the field training bonus hierarchy report for the Narain hierarchy. So if you want to follow the top line over there with me, right? Out of the 600 recruits that came in since the start of the field training bonus to the Narain base shop, a total of $13,750 was paid to these recruits. That's amazing. That if you look at the numbers divided by 74, that's right around that company average right there. So you got proof right there that you guys are getting that average bonus payout for all your people. The only thing I'll say is the bonus expired category is a little bit higher than the bonus paid. So it looks like we got to focus on making sure those people who earn that money end up receiving that money through getting licensed. Okay. And this is the base shop recruit to code number. So this is in the last 12 months, this is what the Narain base. For all you RVPs on here who want to see these numbers for yourself, just message me after this and I'll get you those numbers. But for the Narain base, out of the 289 recruits that came in the last 12 months, you can see 69% of them register for class, which is amazing. I mean, you guys have the best in the whole state for registrations. That's awesome. Attends, you got 22%. Again, you were the best in the whole state. But from my experience, usually we see about a 50% drop off every time we go down. So if you get 69% registered, what we really should see for attends should be about 35% attends. So right away, as the licensing director, I got to give you some homework to do. Focus on getting those recruits into class. So it looks like you're good at getting them registered, but for the attends to go up, the best way to do that is to hold them accountable. And really, for all of you field leaders out there, for all of you who are doing recruiting, getting people excited, make sure that you're following up with them. Even a small text would help. A little something like, are you able to get to class? A reminder that they have class coming up, or they're doing their online. Just a little reminder that you're watching them, helping out with their hours, and that there's anything that you can do to help them, that you will do it. If you go down to the next one, the completes 14%. That's amazing. That's higher than that 50% that drop off that I was talking about. So you guys are good. If they are attending class, looks like they're completing it. And overall the licenses at 7%, that one is about 50% of the completes. Basically what I said, right? That's how it usually is. But the average in the company is closer to 10, 11%. So we got a little bit of work to do with the licenses. And so my greatest advice to all of you on the call is to create a system of accountability that really gets all of the new recruits excited about licensing and keeps them on track, day in, day out. And the best way to keep them accountable is checking Recruit Tracker. So on Recruit Tracker, you can see everything that's going on with all your new recruits coming in to get licensed. So I put down my top, there should be 5 tips for pre-licensing. The first one is to check that Recruit Tracker email summary weekly. So all of you get this email. I would take a look to see where all your guys are at and make sure that they're able to get through the hours. And your job is just to get them through that licensing process. You're trying to get people from not registered to registered, from registered to attending, from attending to completing, and the completing to scheduling the test and passing the test. You're just moving them along that cycle. So what you want to do is check this email weekly and make sure you're on top of that. And the second thing, you want to look at all your reps who are close to missing out on the field training bonus money. Let's say they only have 30 days left in the field training bonus, and you want to follow up with them to make sure that they're not missing out on that money, especially if they have money banked. So, and what this will do is also remind them that, hey, this is the best time to get licensed. If I wait more than 30 days, I'm not going to get any of that money, and I'm not going to get the field training experience that I want. And ultimately, they're not going to be as successful as they could be if they didn't get it right away. So you want to make sure you're on top of that. Third thing, you want to follow up the licensing status, right? You want to get people through that process. You want to see where they're at with their hours, and follow up with them to get them completing that section of the licensing process. The fourth one, schedule their exam dates as soon as possible, right? You want to schedule that date while the material is still fresh in their minds. So as soon as you can, get that scheduled. And then the fifth thing, you want to utilize the document upload system. So right on the Recruit Tracker, you can actually upload any of those state required documents, the fingerprint receipts, all that kind of stuff, straight onto Recruit Tracker for RLC. And it's the fastest, easiest way to get all the apps processed and get the license issued as fast as possible. All right. And that's all I got for you guys right now. And as all my number is on POL. It's always available for any of you guys to contact me, even though I'm all the way in California. You also have my dad. So if you lose my number somewhere, you can just message him. He'll get it for you too. Super proud to be your teammate, and wish you all the best of luck, and see you all at future incentive trips. So I'm passing it back to the Santi McMannis.
All right. Great job, Andrew. All right. Hey guys, let me stop before I get into the interview process, which is the main event with Tony and Shelly. I want to address the field training bonus. Okay, first off, since I got gallery view, I can see your faces now. Who's on board for the $2 million hierarchy run? Who's on board? Let me see the hands. Let me see the hands. Who's on board? But again, for that to accomplish, a lot of you on this Zoom have to reach your milestones. So the only way that can happen is if you start winning yourself. And that's the attitude you have to take, guys. It's not just about Tony and Shelly, it's about the whole team uniting, coming together, and then making a push, a run for greatness. Okay. So with what Andrew said about the field training bonus, okay, that is your one weapon that can explode the front end of your business. Okay, listen to me very carefully, okay, guys, because if you understand the power of the field training bonus and how it can turn your business around, you'll have a great more appreciation for what you have in your hands. Because a lot of big teams have turned a 300-degree turnaround because of the field training bonus. And you know why? The two things I love about the field training bonus is this. Number one, it's simple. So simple to explain. You help them build a team with one recruit. You help them protect the financial estate with $1,000 in premium. They're going to bank $200 into their account. It's unlimited. Unlimited. You can do as many times you want before even getting licensed. One by one, $200 is unlimited. To collect, you just got to pass your live exam and the money's yours. You can explain in 15 seconds how the program works. See, that's number one. It's simple. The second thing is the fact that you're talking about them. You're talking about them. You're talking about what you're going to do for them. You're talking about the money you're going to put in their pocket. You're going to you're talking to them as a leader, what you're going to help them do. See, just those two facts alone should get you excited about the field training bonus. It's simple, and you're talking about them. But at the end of the day, get them to do the thing they know they need to do will get you what you want, which is a bigger team size and more production, right or wrong. So by helping them get what they want, you get what you want. It's a beautiful system. Now, there's never, listen carefully, guys, there's never a bad time to talk about the field training bonus, but there's a perfect time. And that perfect time is very simple. You guys know what the perfect time is to talk about field training bonus to a new recruit? The perfect time, Frank, and it makes total sense, Frank, is when they're about to give you the $99 and $25 for POL.
That's right.
Think about it, guys. Would you give anybody $99, $124 of your hard-earned money if you cannot see yourself doing this business? Would anybody give anybody $124 of your hard-earned money if you cannot see yourself doing this business? Would anybody? No. That is why, because when you're at a kitchen table and you're sitting across the table with somebody who's brand new, you don't know them that well, they don't know you that well. All you can judge is by the action, what's in their true mind. Therefore, the fact that they're giving you, Frank, $99 of hard-earned money, saying, I'm on board, that should tell you at that point in time, they believe they can do this business, right or wrong.
That's right.
That's when, you guys, you strike up the conversation about the field training bonus. When they give you $99, you put it aside, and this is all you got to say. I'll keep it real simple for you. Frank, now, once you give me your $99 and $25, all I'm going to say to you now is, Frank, is this. Frank, all I want you to do now is introduce, watch from me, learn from me, while I help you earn money.
Wow.
Help you earn. All I want you to do now is introduce, watch, learn, while you earn from me. We have a great program. It just came out. It's called the Field Training One. You guys get that?
That's right.
Write it down, guys, because it's short, it's simple. Like Shelly was talking about, it's very duplicatable. I try to keep things very duplicatable, because if you make things complicated, okay, you might impress somebody, but they're not going to join your business because they feel like they can't duplicate you. But if you make it so duplicatable, so simple, and they say, man, Shelly, you did that, and how much did you make? Man, I can do that. You got $1 million system. So all I want you to do, Frank, is introduce, watch from me, learn from me, while I help you earn money. Okay? Introduce, watch, learn while you earn. And we have a great program called the Field Training. It just came out for people just like you. Somebody brand new just came on board to Primerica. We never had this program in years past. So you joined, Frank, at just the right time. You see the inflection in my voice, the excitement in my voice? I'm talking about them. You cannot join at a better time. This is the perfect time, because we never had this program. When our great leader, Tony and Shelly Narain, when they grew up in a Primerica business, they never had this program. Their reimbursement program came out of their wallet. Okay, so I hope that helped, guys. I'll give you golden nuggets along the way, but with that said, this meeting is about, we're going to be talking about the front end of the business. Okay, and we got 2 proven leaders who's not just talking the talk, but walking the walk. So I want to do a little interview with the great Miss Shelly Narain, okay? Because see, today in Primerica, guys, you need to understand there's so many ways to build in Primerica today. There's so many different ways. You can build Primerica the way you want to build it, the way you fits your personality, your leadership style. See, we have social media now. With just one text, you can reach 1,000 people if you have that many following. You have social media. You got Zoom, where you're not held captive to your local city anymore. You can travel anywhere in the United States. You realize that's how powerful you are today. Primerica is approved in all 50 states. That's how powerful your reach is. That's how big your business can be because of Zoom. CRM, we've got the client relations manager now. You know, you can now, with your clients that you have, you can send client birthday wishes. You can schedule an annual checkup review. You can send them pre-approved company solution letters. You know, pre-approved marketing pieces that don't cost you a dime. That's there for you to use to grow your business with. And so many people have used CRM and triggered where the clients call them for more information. And next thing you know, they did a $200,000 roll.
Mm-hmm.
You know, business comes. So you got social media, you got Zoom, you got CRM, you got the mall. That's where Shelly started her career, at the mall. Hey, you got a minute? Right? And the best way, it's always been and will always be, is the warm market, right? Getting taproot the warm market. So with that said, let me ask the first question to Miss Shelly is, can you tell us how you and Tony prospected in the beginning?
Great. Well, Santi, in the beginning, we really didn't have anybody to tell us what to do or teach us, because our brother-in-law was in the business. And when we came, he did already eat up our entire market. So what I did when I went to the meeting, I know we need people. I know we need people. That's the only way we were going to build a business, for us to get people. And Tony do not like to talk to nobody. Tony was very, very to himself. And when I saw Primerica, I knew Tony was not going to make it without me. And I knew that I wasn't going to make it without him, because Tony is very smart. He's very smart when it concerns in learning the products and everything. So what I did, I would go to the mall. I would dress. Let me tell you guys, I would wear my best suit, my best scarf, my best high heel. I remember one time I was in the mall and a young lady come up to me and told me she thought I was Ivana Trump. I was so well dressed, and I would go. My goal was to talk to 100 people, right? And I would go to the mall and I would go to guys, because I knew guys wasn't going to be rude to me. And let's say I see Mr. Santi and he dressed nice, I'll go up to him and said, "Oh, excuse me, Mr. Santi, are you from the area?" And he would say yes or no. And I said, "Oh, by the way, we just opened an office around the corner and we're looking for some sharp people to work with us. Would you have an interest to make some extra income?" And if he said yes or no, I would give him the address and I would tell him, "We're doing an interview tonight." And they would not let you in unless you ask for Shelly, right? And I would give them the address. Now, Santi, ask me what it's about.
What is it about, Shelly?
"Oh, Mr. Santi, if you want to make some extra money part-time, you could show up. But if you don't want to make some extra money, don't show up, okay?" And I would move on. And believe it, I would have at least 100 people a week coming to the meeting. A week, Santi, 20 per night. But that was a little hard and a little difficult, because I know a lot of people don't like to talk to strangers. Me, since I was little, it's like I born up running out of my mama's stomach, like I want to talk. I think I run because I love to talk. So for me, Santi, that was good for me. But for Tony, treacherous. He would never talk about nobody. But if you talk to him, you become his best friend. So that was the first thing I did my second, third week in the business, because I didn't know how to address family and friends and the people that Tony knows. So your second question.
Yeah. How do you invite people to the office? I mean, why is it so important to invite new people to the office, especially if they're new themselves?
Well, when I was new, Santi, I did not have no credibility in Primerica. I'm new. Me and Tony is new. When we take them to the office, there was an office. There was people with 10, 15, 20 years experience. And all I had to do was get them to the office and let the office sell the credibility for me. So it was so easy to hire people and do business after they come to the office. So I was very smart. I figured if I could get Santi to that meeting, I would use all my skills to get him to sit in that chair. But once he sit in the chair, I did not have to do no more work. He was already in or he was already out, right? So that's why it's so important to get people in the office, especially on today's world when we're on Zoom and all of that.
That's awesome. Guys, did you guys get that? See, if you're new, okay, one of the key things, I know you don't do what you need to do. There's one major reason that keeps you from that, and that's fear. Right or wrong? Fear that if you might love this company, you love Tony and Shelly, but the fear, the fact that if you come across this thing, this opportunity is so good, so great, they're going to ask you, "Well, Christopher, how much are you making in that thing?" And if you're not making a whole lot of money right now, what happens? All that confidence turned into sweat. Right or wrong? Right. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
Right? So I'm here to tell you, because when Miss Shelly said she really focus on inviting in the very beginning, inviting people to the office. Why? Because at the office, you got all the experienced leaders there. You got Tony and Shelly, you got the leaders who's competent and confident in this business, who are making money in this business. They can take over and help you recruit them into the business. If you're brand new, now if you're seasoned, then you can do your thing. But if you're new, just get good at making friends, showing a lot of teeth, inviting them to the office, and selling the crap out of Tony and Shelly, or whoever your RVP is. Okay, so can I help you guys? Help you overcome this objection right here? How many guys don't do what you want to do because of fear?
Mhm.
Be honest, we're family here, right?
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you, we've been around this thing for 40 plus years. There's not an objection we have not heard. There's an objection we cannot overcome. So in this short 2 minutes, I'm gonna help you overcome this simple objection that keeps you from talking to strangers. Okay? Okay. So the way it works is this, and this is perfect because this is January. Okay. How many guys are coachable? Can you raise your hand? Those I can see your hands. Who's coachable? Let me see your hands. Okay. Because if you're not coachable, I'm not gonna give you no golden nuggets. My golden nuggets will turn into golden ounces. Okay, it'll be silver nuggets. Okay, so if I have more participation, I'll come up with some platinum nuggets for you. Okay, that will help explode your business. So because this is January, okay, I want you guys after this Zoom to get together with your significant other and ask each other, how much do you want to make in Primerica this year? Now to the end of December, what is it? What is the milestone you want to accomplish? Is it 50,000? Is it 25,000? 50,000? Is it 100,000? Okay. Be realistic, but make yourself stretch. Okay. So like Tony and Shelly, it's going to be $2 million. Oh, bust. We're going to hit $2 million this year. High, hell, or water. This hierarchy is going to be a $2 million hierarchy this year. Okay. That's make a milestone. Okay. So whatever it is, let's say, but be realistic. Let's say, Kathy, if you're new, I can see Kathy on the screen. So Kathy, if let's say you're new, making 50,000 would make you guys happy. Okay. Now what you got to do is this. You got to go to your RVP and say, Guada, my wife and I, Nooch, by now to the end of the year, we want to make $50,000 in Primerica. What is it we got to do? Okay. Then what Guada will do, she'll map it out by month, week, and daily activity. How many calls you got to make, how many kitchen tables you got to be on in order to average X amount to make $50,000. Guys with me? Okay. And I'm telling you this for a reason. Now you have what's called a business plan that says, if I do this, I'm going to make X. Okay. You guys get that? So come up with a number and go, Miss Shelly, my wife and I, we want to make $50,000. What do I got to do? How many appointments do I need to be on? How many closes I need to average in order to make that happen? Okay. So now once it's done, you're ready to go on a KT. So now, Frank, if I'm at a kitchen table with you and I'm talking to you all about Primerica, how great Primerica is, how many $1 million owners we have, how many milestones we create, then all of a sudden you turn around and say, if that thing is so good, how much Santi are you making? Right? And if you're not making a whole lot of money, Josefina, you turn into sweat right now, right? So this is how you can overcome that objection now. So Shelly, so if I'm sitting at the kitchen table with Miss Shelly, and she turns around and says, well, Santi, if that thing's so good, how much are you making? This is what I would say to Shelly. Miss Shelly, when my wife and I nooch, when we execute our plan this year, we're going to make at least $50,000. By the way, my upline, Frank Buddha, he makes $200,000 in a company. Here's his picture right here in the financial independence book that company publishes. Okay, it's a phone book. Okay, but one of our upline is Frank. Here's his picture. He makes $200,000. His upline, it's incredible. Tony and Shelly Narain. Here's their picture. They make over $1.5 million in the company. If you're coachable like we are, they can help us do the same. Done. Done. You guys get that? When we execute our plan this year, McMannis, when you execute this year, you're going to make $100,000. By the way, my upline, whoever your upline is, you find an upline who makes more money than you, and you show this book. This is the proof, guys. If you don't have this book, if you don't carry this book everywhere you go, you're foolish. This is the proof that Primerica works, and it works for everybody. All background, all creed, all color, all race, all profession. Whenever you're at kitchen table, you got to have this book with you. Because then Vanessa, you got to open the book. My upline makes $200,000. Then my senior national sales rep, Tony and Shelly, makes $1.5 million. If you're coachable like we are, they can help us do the same. Now, that's step one. So when we execute a plan, we'll make X amount. You stop talking about you, and you now start selling your upline. Then, third step is this. Now, Shelly, Miss Shelly, you know what? By the way, my upline, Tony and Shelly, they're doing a corporate overview this coming Thursday. I don't know what the day it is. You have it, but let's say it's Thursday. This coming Thursday. And I want to invite you as my personal guest. I want to introduce you to Tony and Shelly. Okay? As my personal guest, I can even pick you up. Okay? So what you do now is you take a pause. They're joining you. Okay? When we execute, we're going to make X. By the way, Tony and Shelly makes 1.5 million. Wait, pause. And by the way, they're going to be doing a corporate overview this coming Thursday. I want to invite you as my personal guest and introduce you to them. Okay? So now what happens is when the new recruit comes to your office, they're not just going to look around your office to see how good the office. They'll focus on where is Tony and Shelly? Where is this person that makes $1.5 million? Right or wrong?
Right.
So you don't set it up that way. You don't set up where you don't sell your upline. They're going to come to your office. If you're Asian, like Wada, you're going to look, where's the food? Where's the lumpias? Right? Where's the chicken wings? Right? Where are the drinks? Right? Because that's Asian. We like to eat. Right? So, but if you sell Tony and Shelly that they make $1.5 million, you need to understand, in the real world, people don't get a chance to meet somebody who makes 1.5 million, let alone that they want to help them make the same amount of money. See, we take that for granted in Primerica because you have access to somebody like Tony and Shelly. But in the real world, people have never heard and never have met somebody who makes $1.5 million, let alone want to teach them to do the same. You understand? So that's why you sell Tony Shelly. Then when they come to the office, guess what? They come to the office, they're going to want to meet Tony and Shelly. So as soon as Shelly introduces them to Shelly, guess what Miss Shelly going to do? Man, pin tip, you could not pick a better leader. Lourdes is one of the fastest rising star in the base shop, in our business. You picked a great leader to latch your wagon to. Welcome aboard. See, so now when Miss Shelly talks, she's going to have a lot of power because you gave her that power, right? And she's going to use that power to what? Lift you up, to sell you to the newest recruit, that you're up and coming star in the business. See, folks, that's how you build teamwork. What goes around comes around. You sell them, they sell you, and then all of a sudden, team starts feeling good about one another because everybody's pushing each other up. Remember that phrase? Pushing each other, pushing people up. That's our founder. See, we start doing that as a team, as a hierarchy. There's no stopping the Narain hierarchy from greatness. Okay, hope that helped. Now, so Miss Shelly, how do you in the beginning, how do you set so many appointments for Tony? And when you talk to people, what do you say to people when you set appointments?
Well, Santi, at the beginning, we didn't have nobody to teach us like what we had, how to make appointments and all of that. But after going to the meeting for like 6 months, we were recruiting, but we weren't making money. And after 6 months, I figured out that, look, we got to make money. We got to do both. We can't just recruit. We got to make money. So I remember listening to one of the guys in the office. He had the most check. He would get the most check every week. And my goal that meeting, I went to that meeting specifically to ask that guy how he get that check. So after the meeting, I attacked him because at that time they would give out checks. So I went to him and I said, listen, tell me how you get that check. And he said to me, what do you mean? How do I get? I said, tell me, how did you get that check? I won that check. He goes, Miss Shelly, you're the #1 recruiter. You get 20 people a month. What do you mean? I said, listen to me. Tell me how you get that check. He goes, you got to go to somebody's house and do a presentation. I said, what? Go to somebody's house and do a presentation? He goes, yeah. And I said, listen, I don't want to hear that. What did you do to get that check? He goes, you got to do life insurance. Santi, after 6 months watching that app meeting, I did not know about the life insurance. I was so focused on building a business. I didn't care what we sell. And I remember it was winter, November, and I went outside for a second and I went without a coat. And I said, wait a minute, I got to go sell life insurance? And like what Art Williams said, what your mama said, but it lasts for like a few seconds. And I said, well, that's what I got to go do. And I called my sister and I said, I want to get promoted. I need to come over and sell your life insurance because that was my sister, right? And that's how I started getting to my warm market and we get to district. We get to district from selling to my sister, the people that I just couldn't go over. But after I learned a quick way to make appointments for Tony Santi, I figure out if I get Santi through the office, through the meeting, and he watched the recruiting and the products, then I get Tony to sit with them in front 24 hours, I will get an appointment. So what I would focus on, Santi, is getting people to the office. As soon as the office finished, I would be like, Santi, what most did you like what you see? Making money or helping people? Well, I like both. But Mr. Santi, you know my Tony is very busy. Are you going home now? Oh, no, I have some. Are you going to be home at 5 p.m.? Okay, so me and Tony going to be there at 5 p.m. So if I knew the numbers, Santi, if I had 10 people to watch that meeting Saturday, I would get 5 appointments in the next 24 hours. So I was very smart in using the office to get the appointments. So if that helps.
Awesome. I mean, that's such golden key right there, guys. Ask for help in the beginning. See, in Primerica, you know, once you copy the right cat, you can make $1 million.
Mhm.
Yeah, we're so unorthodox because in school you copy, you get expelled, right? In Primerica, you copy, and the best thing to you guys, one thing I've learned in this business too, like Mario Arizon, one of the gifts he has is his ability to ask for help, but he's grateful for the help. And it's like Miss Shelly. And when you're grateful for people who help you, get good at giving them a lot of accolades, a lot of praise, because the more honey you give out, right, the more sugar they're going to give you back, right? So to learn to because at the end of the day, once you get the knowledge, you'll blow by everybody, and everybody's going to ask you what the secret is. So, okay, so don't try to reinvent the wheel. You don't have to reinvent the wheel in Primerica. Copy the right cat. Okay, like Miss Shelly said, whoever's winning right now. Hey, you know what? We've got a special guest on the call also. Douglas, are you on? Douglas Hunt?
I'm here.
All right. Hey guys, a lot of you guys, some of you guys don't
Hey
know.
guys, I want to apologize for all the noise. I'm actually at another base shop event, so if you hear noise, please just ignore it.
Well, hey guys, Douglas Hunt, guys, is an incredible business partner of yours. He's a valuable asset. He's your field distribution director for the East Coast, guys. And I tell you, when you need something, you don't know, like a company announcements, like you need help reaching somebody at home office, Douglas is your man. And because he goes to a lot of base shops out in East Coast, he can also help share a lot of best practices with you. So use him in a way that will help you grow your business. Okay. And he's a great resource, a great leader, my good friend. Let me turn it over to the great Douglas Hunt.
Oh, thank you so much, Santi. I appreciate it. Guys, sorry that I was late getting on here, but I couldn't have been more excited about finally getting on here. We're celebrating with the Power Builder team right now, and it's a pretty big party, and I can't wait to get out there with you guys so we can party just as hard, because the Northeast is going hard this year, okay? We have some legends that are going to be made in the Narain hierarchy in 2023. Shake your head, nod your head if you agree. Nod your head if you agree that we got some legends that are going to be made. Hey, Val. Hey, man, how you doing? Good to see you. But hey, I have to get back to this, guys. But what I wanted to talk to you about was something that's really important to me, okay? And it's called stepping into your story, all right? You want to step into your story for 2023. I'm going to give you an example. I've been with Primerica for 20 years, okay? I started from the bottom, worked my way up, right? But during that time, I was kind of operating in the background at Primerica. I had not stepped into my story. Let me tell you, let me give you an example. When I got my Series 65 license, I was allowed to serve as the product manager for our managed investment team, okay? It was a big role. It was learning about complex investments. I didn't even know what a basis point was, let alone what an expense ratio was, okay? And in this role, I had the opportunity to travel with executives, right? It was Bill Kelly. He was the president of the broker-dealer. I traveled with David Siegel. He was the chief marketing officer. And at that time, SVP Tracy Gallman, who was overseeing the managed account process. And what we would do is do what's called due diligence visits. Is anybody familiar with due diligence visits? Let me tell you how it works. When you're creating a platform, whether it's a life platform to offer new products or an investment platform, you do due diligence visits where you go and see these possible investment managers. You have dinner with them the night before, okay? And then the next morning you meet with them and they pitch the investment strategy to you, right? And Bill Kelly is the one who decides whether or not they come on board. Real quick, I'm having dinner with Bill Kelly. Bill Kelly always led with the Art Williams story. All right, these are people who were calling Primerica Prime America. Okay, they had no idea. No idea. Multimillionaires, like who are these people coming? Why am I going to serve on their platform, right? But by the time Bill Kelly explained the Art Williams narrative, and by the time Bill Kelly explained our distribution model, they were saying Primerica. They got it, okay? So that's what we did throughout the nation. And one night I was in Manhattan and I was having dinner with Bill Kelly. And I said, Bill, the way you articulate the Art Williams story is just incredible. I wish I could articulate it like that. And Bill says, you know what, Doug? Tomorrow night, we were in Manhattan. We were flying to Los Angeles the next morning. He was like, I would love to finish my meal. How about you tell the Art Williams story? And I freaked out. I freaked out because I wasn't ready to tell a story in front of a group of millionaires. Does that make sense? But I wasn't ready to tell the story because I had not stepped into my own story. And some of you on this call have not stepped into your own story. All right? There's some of you on here that are saying, hey, I'm a securities producer. I can't be a recruiter. Or I'm a premium producer. I can't do securities. There are narratives that we trap ourselves in. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? So that's going to be my focus over the next 3 months. I'm going to be focusing on CRM also, because CRM is going to revolutionize your business. Right behind NextGen, the biggest amount of money that the company has put into investing into you and your business is CRM. So it's going to be like, you know, years ago when we were transitioning from paper over into the turbo apps, right? If you don't get CRM, you're going to get left behind, but you're not going to get left behind because I'm going to be sure that I'm out there training you guys. Santi's been in my corner since day one. Brother, I appreciate you, Santi. Let me tell you something about Santi. Santi has given me more courage in this role. I've only been in this role since September. That man has given me more courage and confidence in myself than I can't even think about anybody else. And he probably doesn't know that. So I appreciate you, Santi. I really do. But I'm looking forward to serving as your field distribution director going forward. Raise your hand if you're ready to step into your story this year. Raise your hand. Who's ready to step into their story? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to do this. We're going to do this together, guys, okay? I have to run and get back to this base shop. Thank you for everything you're doing for the company, guys.
All right. Got the great Douglas Hunt, guys. All right, guys.
Take care, guys.
Again, use him. He's a great resource, guys. Okay. And a great leader. And especially when you need a point of contact at home office, like you're trying to get something done and you don't know who to turn to, call Douglas. Douglas, who can help me with this? Can you help me with this? Okay. Because you're in business for yourself, but you're not by yourself. Remember that. Okay. So you got a lot of resources. Let's get back to Miss Shelly. How many appointments do you try to set for Tony a day, Shelly, and why? And why that number?
Santi, in the beginning, people always ask how Tony writes so many business now. But in the beginning, Tony, to me, in my opinion, he's like this most smartest human being. I always tell him, he said, babe, I have to take my mortgage test. Don't bother me. I'm like, please, just look at the book, you're going to pass. Because that's the kind of guy he is. He's very intelligent. So I knew, Santi, if I could get, because we have to run the numbers. The numbers are the numbers. You cannot beat the numbers and the numbers cannot beat you. I knew, Santi, if I would get my Tony to sit in front of 8 people a day, he would recruit 2 people and he probably would have sold 3 policies. I knew it. So my job was to get him to sit in front of 8 people a day. This is the beginning. This is when we first started because we weren't that good, we weren't that great. So we had to do more to get more, right? And I would use the referrals. I would master the referrals. to get him to see people to get credibility. So what I will do, Santi, let's say you come to the meeting and you saw the corporate overview and you said, Miss Shelly, I'm not interested. I said, Miss Santi, you look like the kind of guy that love helping people, don't you?
Yes.
I know this is not for you, but would you help me out and recommend 5 people that I could call and just show them what I show? You never know who would lost their job or if somebody gets sick or somebody go to heaven. Miss Santi, who's your brother?
Pon.
All right. And what's his number, Mr. Santi?
Okay. 555-1212.
Mr. Santi, who's your sister?
I don't have one.
Favorite one?
Oh, just top.
Yeah,
Tammy.
and I would focus on 5. And I would say, Mr. Santi, again, you know, I could just look how you like helping people. Would you mind if I call Aunt and tell her that you give me the number? Would you mind if I use your name?
Sure.
Oh, great. So I'm gonna give her a call tomorrow. Now let's say Santi came to the meeting tonight and I call Santi. Let's say Andrew come, he give me Santi number, right? So I'm calling. Ring, ring, ring. Hi, Mr. Santi.
Hi.
Oh, great, great. You don't know me, but my name is Shelly and your son. Oh my God, you did such an incredible job with that boy, Andrew. He came to our corporate overview and he was so impressed with what he saw. He said, I need to come over in the next 24 hours and share this information with you. Are you gonna be home Thursday night with your beautiful wife or Wednesday night? I just want to come about 20 minutes and share the information that Andrew said I need to share with you.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, what's your address, Mr. Santi?
Okay. 555 Maryland Avenue.
And that's what I did, Santi.
I said, wow.
That's what I did. And then I will call you back. I would say, Andrew, you would not believe it. I have an appointment with Dad. You know, when you walk in that office, I knew you like helping people. And I don't know what will come out of it, but I so appreciate you put that number. And it shows. It shows that you weren't selfish. You love helping people. Great. I see that on Thursday night.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Did you guys get that? And you know, you gotta remember when Shelly was doing that, at the time, they didn't have field training bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So she had to deal with, whoa, you're gonna go through all my warm market, then who am I gonna talk to when I get licensed? And she still managed to build a $1.5 million hierarchy. See, today you don't have that. That's the beauty of what Shelly said. You know what? You mind if I call you brother? If you show them about the field training book, how they can bank $200 by if you're able to help their brother, right? Recruit them and help them execute their own financial estate, protecting the financial estate with the proper term coverage, that's going to be $200 into your account.
Mm-hmm.
You think they're going to hesitate?
Right.
Then you talk to the brother now. Remember what I said? I want you to do is introduce, watch, learn, while I help you earn. See, it all ties in with what Miss Shelly just said. And if you tie it in with a few training books in the front end, nobody's going to have a hard time letting you talk to the brother, the sister, or whoever. Okay. And you want to know how simple the field training bonus program works? Is if Miss Shelly, if I'm sitting at a kitchen table with Miss Shelly, okay? And when I talk about field training bonus, I want to describe how easy this program works is this. Miss Shelly, I'm going to show you how simple this field training program is. It just came out. You know, we believe that this is a family business. Don't you guys? This is a family business.
Yep.
We believe your first recruit, Miss Shelly, should be your best recruit. So
Right.
therefore, it only makes natural that we recruit Tony
Mm-hmm.
into the business. Because you know why? Because God forbid, Shelly, if you build this business, if something was to happen to you, we want the business to go to Tony, right?
Right.
So we should recruit Tony to the business. Guess what, Miss Shelly? That's your one recruit. Then how can you talk the talk if you don't walk the walk? Once we help you protect your financial estate, with the proper term coverage, $1,000 in premium. That's going to be $1,000 in premium. Once we do that, that's one recruit, $1,000 in premium. The company's going to bank $200 into your account. And we're not done yet, Miss Shelly. Then what we're going to do, we're going to sign to Primerica Online right now. By doing that right now, the company's going to bank another $50 into your account. So now you're up to $250. So Miss Shelly, once you get licensed, even if you don't do anything over it, you got your IBA, we got Tony's IBA completely paid for. Any money we make from now on in Primerica is all green. We're all in the green. You see, folks, see how simple I made it? That's how you need to talk about integrate what Miss Shelly said, but use the field training bonus in the front end. Because when you do that, they're going to have no problem introducing you to the friends and family. But the other thing you got to do is to make sure you set a sense of urgency. There's a timetable, okay? Because you have 90 days to get all you can get from Primerica. You got 90 days to pass your life license. See, you want to put that caveat into the mix. Because why? Because now there's a sense of urgency. Make sense? Did that help?
Yep.
Okay. So now let me ask you, Miss Shelly, how did you overcome your initial fear talking to people? You know, and when people say no to you, how did you deflect those no's and continue to do what you know you need to do?
Well, Santi, that's such an important question. You know, the fear was the car we were driving. You know, it's either drive a better car or that fear. Where we lived was, am I going to still living in the Bronx, or I'm going to move out to the Bronx? The fridge, open up the fridge. Is it going to be normal food or gourmet food? So I had a choice. It's either I stay here with my fear or I overcome my fear and move on the other side. So every time I think of talking to somebody with that fear, I think, oh my God, well, I just have to stay where I'm at. Or I could find my fear and I could move forward. And you know, when I was prospecting at the mall, Santi, so many people said, don't talk to me. So many people say, and it hurts, I'm only human. I am only human. I remember one particular day, I came out the mall and I did not even want to talk to Tony. And he goes, what happened? And I said, everybody said no. And one particular lady, she yelled at me. And I'm so angry, Tony. And he goes, he smiled. And he goes, babe, one day I'm going to be so rich, I'm going to buy you a mall. Guys, I'm in my own mall today. If you see it, my own mall that we just opened our office. We sold our building in Stratford, and I'm in my own mall that says Shelly Plaza. You should see this friggin' thing. Oh, I don't need to say that. You should see 3 offices combined together. Man, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to go. I don't want to travel. I just want to be in my office. It's so beautiful. So I look at my kids, Santi, and they were 4 and 6. Are they going to grow up in the Bronx? Or are they going to grow up in a better neighborhood? Right? I look at my Tony. He was in real estate. He was working from 8 to 10 o'clock in the night, 6 days a week. Sunday he would sleep. Is he ever going to get freedom? Or is he going to work like that? And if I could meet 50% halfway to him and change that for our life, I could not have fear, because fear broke, not fair, rich. So I had like this middle, fair, broke, fair, rich. So I had to overcome that fear every single day. And when you're broke, trust me, you could talk when you're broke because you don't want that fear. So I had a choice, stay where I'm at or overcome my fear and talk to people. So the thing that motivated me to talk to people, Frank, Santi, was the car I was driving, the apartment we were living, looking at my kids, looking at the money we had, especially my fridge. I love gourmet food, especially my fridge. So those were my bank account. We had no money. We had more bills than this. There was no action for me in town but to get out of that.
You know, that's great, guys. I mean, these are some powerful nuggets, guys, because, you know, they went through what you're going through. And look today, they own the whole mall. See, what he professed came to fruition. Remember I said earlier, be careful what you say, because it might just happen. You remember I just said that? Look, it happened. It can happen to you too. And you know, that's the thing I love about this business. It's just so real. Because people like Tony and Shelly, they're so genuine. Came from the same background as you all, but they just refuse to accept the average and ordinary. And today they're living the dream, guys. And that could happen to you. That's awesome, Miss Shelly. Let me, anybody have any questions for Miss Shelly? Has this been helpful? Okay. Yes. We try to give some bring back to relate to you guys because, and give you some nuggets, but are there any questions you guys have that you would love to have answered? Don't be shy. You're Pan-Americans now.
Hi, my name is Ketul. I have a question for Tony. When you prospected in the mall, what are those things which you talk to people? And did you prospect it to strangers, or how the whole, if you can guide something?
Well, when I was prospecting in the mall, I was prospecting stranger because I did not learn how to prospect through referrals. So I did prospect through the mall. And what I did, as I said, I would dress so professional. And I would go up to Mr. Santi and say, excuse me, Mr. Santi, are you around from the area? And he would say yes or no. I said, by the way, we just opened up an office around the corner, which was true because I prospect where the office was. And we're looking for some quality people to earn some extra money part-time. Do you know anyone that would be interested? And then if he says me, and then I would say, well, tonight we're doing a corporate overview. And the only way you could get in is you have to ask for me, Miss Shelly. It starts at 7 p.m. I will be at the door waiting for you. And if he asks what it's about, you know, and you guys got to remember, I was 25 years old. When you're 25 years old, really, you know, and if they ask what it's about, I would say, well, Mr. Santi, if you want to make some extra money, show up. If you don't want to make some extra money, don't show up. And that was it. I didn't even know how, nobody teach me, Santi, that I got to take somebody's name and number. I was just waiting for them to show up at the corporate overview. And I talked to 50, 60 people, and I would have 15 to 20 show up. And I'm not talking about average and ordinary people. I was talking about well-dressed people in a suit. If I were going to get a no, I was going to get a no from somebody in a suit. I was going to get a no from somebody that's professional. If they're going to say no, let me get it from somebody that was very professional. So I had a lot of no's, and I had a lot of people show up also. That was until I learned referrals. I did that for 6 months straight in Primerica because I did not know referrals. But after I mastered that referrals, and which is another day we could talk about that, I had unlimited appointments. I had so much appointments that it's overflow after I mastered that before.
That's great. Well, you know, guys, understand, you've got Shelly at your fingertip. So when you start going out and talking to people, you know, learn from your mistakes and repeat your success. When you start going and talking to people, the things that you can't overcome, come to Shelly and say, Miss Shelly, this is what happened to me. How would you do it differently? You know, share her your outcome. And then what happens is slowly through the process, you're going to get better and better and better. You're not alone. But the key is, you know, 1 hour in the field is worth 10 hours in the classroom. Get out in the field, slop it up, learn from your mistakes, repeat your success, ask for help, and then in 6 months' time, you're going to become a freaking leader. You don't even recognize yourself. Okay? And that's how the process works. Hey, next, I just want to give a shout out to the great Lisa, Gerard, Gigi, Lotus. You guys understand? You got Lisa, who makes over 200,000, 250,000. You got Gigi, makes over 300,000. You got Lotus, you know, again, almost $200,000 in income. They don't need to be on a call.
Right.
But why? They're here on a call because they want to get better. They want to sharpen their skills. They're not happy making $250,000. They want even more greatness. What does that tell you? Success leaves clues. You know, you're always hungry to learn from, get more nuggets to help grow your business, guys. There's another way too in today's Primerica, guys, is social media. You know, Miss Shelly did the old-fashioned way because why? At the time, that was the way to do it. We didn't have high-speed internet. We didn't have the cell phone, the kind we have now. We didn't have social media. Today, there's a team like the Baragons, Shamoros. They're building a good business just using social media. Shanisha, you raise your hand.
Good night, Santi. Oh my gosh, this meeting is like, my mind is so blown, right? Thank you guys so much for having this. We need this, especially at the beginning of the year. Miss Shelly, it's such a pleasure to hear from you, and we admire everything that you've done in this business. My question is, you mentioned Tony's ratio, and the numbers are the numbers. We can't beat the numbers, and numbers can't beat us, is what you said, right? What I want to know is when he was at that kitchen table, because you mentioned he would get his 2 recruits and his 3 sales, what was he saying across that kitchen table to get people to join him in business?
Well, I didn't go with him on the kitchen table. So we could do another session, Santi, where he could talk about that, because we were in business. We had to build a business and we had to make money. So I was in the office. I was running the app meetings.
Sorry, Shelly, you're muted.
I'm so sorry. I said we could do another session. Santi and Tony could talk about that because I was not with him. I was very smart. We were partners. One had to build and one had to make money. We had to do both things every single day. We didn't just recruit and not make money, Santi, because that would have been devastating. We had bills. We had mortgage. I had kids. I had to pay babysitter. So while I was building the business in the office, because I like to talk, Tony was out there educating people. But I knew if I get Tony in front of 8 people, he would close. He would close. So I would be in the office at the beginning from 8 in the morning, probably 10 in the night, and he would come back, Santi. He would come back, and I would go to bed in the night while Tony is asleep. And I would tell myself, oh my God, I cannot believe my Tony is a genius. How did I send him on 8 appointments? How did he come back with 5 policies? How did he come back with 3 recruits? No, Santi. He was running the numbers. He was in with so much people that he could not miss. And that's what a lot of us don't understand. You have to go through the numbers, right? And he gets so good because he did so much appointments his first 2 years in Primerica that he become a genius at recruiting and closing. So he wasn't good. It's just that he did so much of it that he becomes so good at it.
See, yeah, that's great. Shanisha, this is why this meeting here is about the front end. Because in order for this hierarchy to explode, we need critical mass. We need people to come in, right? We need people to start coming to the office and start recruiting. That's why it starts with prospecting. It starts with how to set referrals. That's why we want to keep this particular session more towards that end. How do we pack the masses? How do we talk to new people? How do we get people to come to the office? And like I was saying about social media, some people have built their business now on social media where like the Barragons, they teach their people when they come in to become influencers, to become leaders. And so what they do is they go there, they teach their people on how to make friends with 100 people a day. You don't do it all at once, you do 10 at a time. Try to befriend 100 people a day, or 50, or you can do 50 a day. Okay. And then what you do, they teach them to look at the profile of the people they're messaging. So understand who you're talking to. So if you have somebody who's posting on Facebook a lot of picture about the family, so the family oriented. So when you message them things about the family, the things you can help the family with, right? If somebody posts a lot of things about the bling, then you talk about, wouldn't it be nice to be financially free? So you look at the person you're talking to based on the profile, based on the pictures they post on Facebook, Instagram, and then you get good at just making a friend. That's what they teach. They teach new people. Get good. First, become a leader. Get good at making a friend on Instagram, on Facebook, whatever. Chit chat a little bit, and then invite them to the office. The ultimate goal for the new person is to make a friend, then invite them to the office. Then once they come to the office and they get surrounded by the environment and they meet Miss Shelly, they're going to be recruited into the business. And so, and the kind of thing they teach to the team is, let's say you got, after 1 month, you've got maybe 1,000 people following you now. And you're now following 1,000 people. What they then teach the team to do is defriend maybe 900 of the people you're following. Because why? And when you defriend somebody, they don't know that you defriend them. Or no, not defriend, unfollow. You unfollow 900 of the 1,000. Because then what happens is when new people signs in and they look at your profile, they see, Shanisha, you 2,000 people following you, but you're only following 100 people. That means you must be popular. Make sense? You must be popular. But see, if you're following 2,000 and you got 2,000 following you, you just want anybody to follow you. Make sense? So those are kind of things they teach the team. And then that's how, and then once you get to the office, they arm the people with Teflon, they talk about the business, and then they say, now you really want to know how this business works, you got to get licensed in order to proceed to the next class. So why do that? Because now you make the winners want to get licensed. So that's another way You mix what Miss Shelly's saying, at the mall, prospecting, and you also when you're at home, because today, guys, take advantage of today, because so many people now are working from home. So many people now has got a taste of working from home. And we're seeing this at headquarters where people say, well, you know what? I like working from home. I don't have to pay for childcare anymore, daycare anymore. I save $600 on that. I don't have to wear makeup. I don't have to spend so much on gas. They start putting all that in the equation and saying, I like a home business. So you got a lot of people now thinking that. And you got a lot of people who's working from home, right? And they have a lot of downtime. What are they going to do? Let me check my Instagram. Let me check my Facebook, right? And so let me see what other people are doing. And that's why social media could be another way to help you build your business, to explode your business. But make sure you do it compliant. So mix the two. CRM, all your clients, do a follow-up visit, have a birthday campaign, have an annual checkup review campaign. And CRM, with a couple of clicks of the buttons, you can make that happen. So you do what Miss Shelly does, you work the social media, you do CRM, and boom, you're going to be so busy, you're dizzy. Okay. All right.
Hindi ko naman palaki.
All right. Hi. So Miss Shelly, you think that's good enough for tonight? I think we fed the team a lot of nuggets.
Yeah, and guys, it's gonna be on our YouTube. One of the RVP asked me last week. He said, Miss Shelly, why don't you put your session on the YouTube? So Val and my daughter. So this way, when somebody want to listen to something, they could go and listen. So Val could tell you guys how to do that. But Santi, I think we need to continue our session at least once a month with you, so we could help the team grow. We could have this duplicator system to available to everybody. And we so appreciate you. But in closing, there's a young man today, Santi. He came to install the camera. And I just asked him, I said, are you looking for something bigger and better? He goes, of course. I said, well, are you married? He goes, no. I said, do you have a fiance? He said, yeah. I said, would you do me a favor? Monday night is the only night I'm available to do a corporate overview. Would you take off? Make sure you dress business casual and meet me here Monday at 6:30 p.m. and dress business. He goes, yes, I will. And I said, let's shake hands on it, because you see the room, I only have 20 seats. And if you don't show up, that means somebody else not going to have an opportunity. That's simple. It was that simple. A stranger.
Wow.
Simple. So God bless every one of you. God bless you, Santi. I so enjoy doing this with you guys. You guys are awesome. Our RVP team. I think helping people is so important in today's world. So I don't know if Val, you want to tell them how they could get to the YouTube.
All right, guy. Hey, 2023, Narains, where legends are born out of the Narains hierarchy. The question becomes is, who is it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's going to be the legend? The Narain hierarchy going to step up. And that's key, guys. Let's go have some fun. Let's go change some lives. Let us clap for you, okay? Let us see the leader that's going to come out from you. We want to hear from you. We want to hear your success stories, okay? You're not alone anymore, okay? We're all in this together, okay? We all want to make this push, this run for the $2 million run. A rising tide raises all boats, guys. God bless you guys. Love you guys.
Thank you, Santi. Thank you, San Antonio.
Thank you.
God bless you all.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Santi.
very much.
Shelly.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Great message.
YouTube video will be up later. It'll be
Great.
posted on the group meet.
All right.
Thank you, Val.
Thank you, Val. Coach Shelly,
you.
very powerful. Thank you so much.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Gordon. We're gonna do another session on